What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video, another reaction to Awaken with JP. And the title of this reaction is My Unbelievable Interview with Biden. Wonder how this is going to go. Let's get into this.
Mr. President, may I ask you about inflation? It's weird that you're not even blinking. Blink once if I can ask you about inflation. Strong communicator. I like that. Okay, inflation is at a 40-year high.
Pretty good shape, huh?
No, actually, inflation is like golf. A high score is bad. As a result, many Americans are struggling to put food on the table for their families. They're scared.
Like how they put
Inflation
that.
is at 8.3%.
Well, first of all, let's put this in perspective. Inflation rate month to month was just an inch.
Inflation is measured in percentage points, not inches. Inches are used more for measuring distance. Do you think it's good news that you're not even aware how inflation is measured?
No, I'm not saying it's good news, but it was 8.2 or 8.2 before.
Those are the same number.
We're in a position where for the last several months it hasn't spiked. It is just barely, it's been basically even.
I like how now you're using your hands to measure inflation. It seems more exact, and I think it adds more credibility to your answer. Now, because it's a major concern for many Americans, I'd like to ask you, is the border secure?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. But for the record, blink once if we're
At least
still
he was
not allowed
honest.
to be honest about that. Got it. Now, in our country, some dangerous extremists have said you lack the mental focus for the job of president. They've even used the term dementia. Now, we know their claims are nothing but misinformation based on racism because they're white and you're white. But just humor them for a moment. If you were to do a bit of a role play, or an impression, if you will, of a man who does have dementia, and you were responding to their unsubstantiated claims of mental decline, how would that sound?
I have trouble even saying to myself my own head the number of years. I no more think of myself as being as old as I am than fly. I mean, it's just not, I haven't observed anything in terms of, there's not things I don't do now that I did before, whether it's physical or mental or anything else.
Well, that's pretty good. The incomplete sentences and how each one conveys no complete thought or information, yet each sentence tries to build on the previous incomplete sentence. I'd say it takes a lot of mental focus to put together an impression that good. At times when you're leaving the stage after a speech, most of the time actually,
Awaken with JP
you
is some
seem
savage for
confused
this.
as to where to go and what's happening. And in those moments when it finally occurs to you again, oh, I'm the president, what goes through your mind?
How that could possibly happen. How anyone could be that irresponsible. And it's just totally irresponsible.
That's also what goes through the minds of most Americans in those moments. Now, Mr. President, if you theoretically wanted to start World War III, principally between the US and China, how would you answer the following question? If China were to invade Taiwan, would the US defend Taiwan?
Yes.
Yeah, that would probably do it. Let's just hope no one ever asks you that and you say that for real. Do you still have voluntary bowel control?
No.
Well, I appreciate your honesty. And it makes me curious, if you're ever warned when someone's going to be taking you out of the house, do you ever try to go poopy on the toilet ahead of time?
No. Not ahead of time.
Fair enough. In your daughter Ashley's diary that she wrote, she indicates that you showered with her at inappropriate ages.
Oh, no.
And she goes on to say that she thinks she may have been sexualized by you. What's your response to the naysayers who think you shouldn't have sexualized your own daughter?
Watch me.
And in those moments when you were looking at her nude body in a way
Wow.
that she says made her feel uncomfortable, what did you say to your daughter?
Let's take a look. Let's take a look at what's happening.
Very comforting fatherly words, if I may say so. And did you sniff her?
Yes.
Some people speculate
Sick.
that you may have done the old weaponize the FBI routine and use them to confiscate Epstein's little black book. Mr. President, do you know where Epstein's client list is?
I got that.
You do? Well, will you be turning it over to law enforcement so justice can be served?
No.
Oh, good. I can see how it's better this way.
Just say Hunter
But what
Biden's
would you say to
laptop.
someone who has another copy of Epstein's client list and was thinking about turning it over to law enforcement?
Don't. Don't.
That's good advice. Oh, and pro tip. Probably don't let Hunter take a turn washing over that thing. Otherwise, the cleanup work on that could be a pretty heavy lift. Mr. President, in closing, you sold your soul to corporate interests, pharmaceutical companies, and the deep state long ago. But what would you say to a young person who's thinking about acting on the same temptation?
Pain. And it's just so unnecessary. So wrong.
I think young people can learn a lot from that. And thank you for all this, Mr. President. This has been very enlightening. From all the American people on the half of the country that you don't hate, we wish you well in what is sure to be a very strong re-election campaign. Do I need to drop you off anywhere?
Old age home.
I'll have him pull the car around.
So that's the reaction. I like how he put that together. AwakenWithJP, he always know how to get it done. I like how he edits his videos to make it look like he was actually there with Biden. That's some crazy editing. But let's make my talking points. That was almost like if any one of us was to interview him. That's why I think that, with him interviewing Biden, that's how every American would interview him. He just ask him questions. Want to get the truth in regards to what the heck is going on. We're trying to get to the bottom of all this stuff, cover up after cover up. And even with I think it was like last week, or it was week before that. I didn't watch the speech. Even though it showed on the news, I've been trying to lay off the news because it gets so depressing and so much stuff. I got other things I got to focus on, work, and just living my life. But I continue to keep doing these reactions and researching more things. But I was 30, she was 12. So wait a minute, hold on. Y'all have that, okay? Y'all talking all that mess about Trump, or Trump is this, that, and the other towards women. But you got Biden getting in women's space, sniffing their hair. You had all that showing on live TV. And then for him to come out and say this, and from what I understand, I didn't even watch the speech yet. I'm going to watch it, but I really don't, because I already know I'm going to get mad. I mean, I get, ticked off at things, now, but especially, last year when I got a little bit mad about some things, but just starting to pull back with even The View. I'm not watching them. I know they're going to say some out of pocket stuff, so why would I even waste my energy on that? But anyway, from what I understand, the audience was laughing. Why would you laugh if he said 30? He was 30, she was 12. Now, if Trump said something out of pocket like that, good and well, the news would have been on his behind. You know that. Mainstream media, all the talk show hosts, all the late night comedians, they'll be on his behind for that. But just because it's Biden, he gets a pass. on everything. He's gotten a pass for every single thing. But are y'all gonna continue to keep being asleep and knowing that this person that you just laughing at actually did this mess? You serious? Are you for real? Are you for real? Even with his daughter, that was by no accident with that diary. That diary. You had Hunter Biden's laptop and then you had Ashley Biden's diary. Come on. Put the pieces of the puzzle together, people. Wake the heck up. Let's see this guy for who he is. He's crazy. Anyway, that was a reaction. Hope y'all guys enjoyed it. If you did, like, share, subscribe if you're new. And those words, I'm out. Peace.